I got an unexpected treat for you. We have full details pricing, well, to an extent, packaging, colors, all that good stuff for the new J250 Landcruiser here in North America. Grab your snacks and drinks, grab your boots, and buckle in. Guys, make sure you subscribe because in a couple months, April, I will be driving the new Landcruiser, testing it out, doing some off-roading. I can't wait to share my driving impressions on the return of the Landcruiser here in North America. Other markets, it's the Prado. We've also had it for a few generations as a Lexus GX. This is just the evolution of the Prado. It's bigger, it's better, it's more fuel efficient, it has more technology than ever before. And I just drove the Lexus GX. So if you want to know more about pretty much how this is going to drive as well, check out my GX driving impressions, which were all on-road because the off-road portion was all underwater in Arizona when I was there. So I wasn't able to take the GX off-road, which has EKDSS. I don't think this Landcruiser is going to have EKDSS, but it'll have a bunch of lockers, which will help. So we're going to get into all the details, including pricing, including packaging, including colors, all that good stuff. Smash the like button and let's go. All right, we got a few bullet points here. Legendary Landcruiser nameplate returns to the U.S. after a 2-year hiatus. You got to keep in mind, this isn't the true successor of the Prado or the slightly smaller Landcruiser. But the thing is, it's gotten bigger now. It has the same wheelbase as a full-size Landcruiser. The last full-size Landcruiser we had 2 years ago was the J200. The J300 replaced that, but the only way we see a J300 in the United States is in the Lexus LX, sort of, right? We have one powertrain here, which will eventually go into the Lexus GX as well. And now we have official numbers on torque and horsepower, 326 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. Expect this to be very similar in the Lexus GX hybrid when that debuts. That will be probably tuned on premium fuel, and so maybe you're able to get 330 some horsepower out of it. So it's not going to be no one's going to notice it, right? My husky hair is all over my microphone. Full-time four-wheel drive with center and rear locking diff. We saw that in the Lexus GX too. Expected availability, spring 2024. That did not change. I believe when it was revealed, when I revealed it for you guys, when I was at the Landcruiser Heritage Museum, where I got this amazing, I got to be careful with this, where I got this amazing FJ40 puzzle. It's a wooden puzzle. Landcruiser Heritage Museum, that's where they debuted this J250 Landcruiser. It was awesome. I believe when they revealed it there, they said it was going to be spring 2024. Now we have an official MSRP. Now remember, the 1958 edition, or could you say trim level, is the entry-level price point. So there's an asterisk here. So 55,950 plus whatever destination is. So let's see if we can find the next asterisk here. There we go, $1,495. That's assuming you can get it at MSRP. You say a prayer or two, hoping you can get it under $60,000 for the basic Landcruiser. Now, if you can't, just go get a Lexus GX, a base model GX, and you'll get 3 rows of seats if you want 3 rows of seats. If you missed my video earlier this week, Australia is getting turbo diesel instead of that hybrid powertrain, and they're also getting options of 3 rows of seats on their J250 Prado. We are only getting 2 rows of seats, not 3-row option like the Lexus GX. Oh, we also have fuel economy here. Check this out. Landcruiser has received an EPA estimated 23 MPG combined rating, which is higher combined MPG rating than any previous iteration. Of course, you're comparing it to the old V8s that would get, 17, 16, 15. And if you go back to the 4.7, you're getting like 11 miles per gallon, but 23 miles per gallon on the Landcruiser. The downfall, though, is that this is going to be very similar MPG to the diesel, but the diesel can tow more, but this will be way faster than the diesel. So, Australian market does not get the hybrid. It's solely the mild hybrid turbocharged diesel. We don't get the diesel, but we don't get the amazing towing. If you need to tow with this vehicle, you're still going to be able to. We probably have some towing numbers in here, maybe not actually, but this is kind of like a teaser spec video. But once we have the final specs, I'm sure we'll get a better idea of towing. So remember, the Lexus GX went from 8,000 to 9,000 pounds of towing once the official towing ratings came in. So if you need to tow more than I would say 6,000, 6,500 pounds, get the twin turbo V6 in the Lexus GX. However, that gets 17 miles per gallon. This gets 23. And so the Lexus GX will likely get 22, 23 miles per gallon when the hybrid comes to that as well. So very exciting. Unlike the Lexus GX though, listen to this. There is an included center and rear locking differential standard for all grades. If I remember correctly, only the Overtrail Lexus GX trims get the rear locking diff on top of the center lock. So that's a beautiful thing that all of these grades, even the 1958. So if you want to like a more affordable Landcruiser that still has the capabilities, you can get it for $57K about, right? With the center and rear lock. You're not going to have a front locker here. The electronic locking rear differential can help split the power 50-50 to the rear wheels for improved traction and reduced wheel spin on rough terrain. We also have available front stabilizer bar disconnect mechanism, which increases suspension flex with the push of a button. With the front stabilizer bar disconnected, the articulation increases significantly, helping the front tire stay in contact with the ground. Now, quick pause. That's the same front stabilizer disconnect that we see on the off-roading trims of the new Tacoma, right? So make sure to watch my off-roading impressions with Matt Moran. With the new Tacoma, this is not EKDSS like we have on the GX, where it electronically and automatically locks the front and rear stabilizer bars. So the GX is going to be more of an easy mode to push button off-roader with the Overtrail trims with that like next level EKDSS. Multi-Train Select is now functional in both four-wheel drive high and four-wheel drive low. We've seen that since, let's say, the Tundra, for example, on this new F platform, which the Landcruiser shares. You have 5 different speeds for crawl control that acts as a low-speed off-road cruise control. Downhill assist control is another standard off-road feature that helps the driver navigate descents by limiting the speed of the vehicle. That's the same thing as crawl control, just downhill. Additional traction aids include vehicle stability control and automatic limited slip differential. Landcruiser's front overhang was decreased for greater approach, providing up to 31-degree approach and 25 breakover and 22-degree departure angles. You also have available multi-train monitor system. We knew that allows you to see underneath the vehicle and seeing around the vehicle. Just like the Tundra on the F platform, this is using laser blank welding technology that reduces mass in areas where it's not needed while reinforcing areas that do. That helps keep weight down. This high strength box frame means the Landcruiser is overbuilt and ready to tackle even the harshest of environments. There we go. All right, I spoke too soon. Landcruiser can tow up to 6,000 pounds. That's because, and I'm going to go back to my spreadsheet, because the hybrid powertrain is heavy. And we saw this on the Tundra hybrid, and I think the Tacoma. We know that the hybrids just don't tow as much, even though they provide better fuel economy, better performance. They weigh more. Here we go. We know that the turbo diesel in Australia can tow 7,700 pounds or 3,500 kilograms. We now know the turbo hybrid is about 6,000 pounds. So that's gospel. And we know the detuned twin turbo V6 in the Lexus GX is up to 9,096 pounds. So there you have it. It is official. Maybe we get a surprise at release where Toyota's like, hey, it's actually 6,500 pounds, because look at the Lexus GX. It was expected to be 8,000 and surprise, it was 9,000. So maybe it goes up a little bit, but 6,000 pounds is where it's at right now with the iForce Max, the smaller iForce Max turbocharged 4-cylinder. All right, so the 1958, the base model that comes at $57,000 gets you a pretty small screen, 8 inches. You get an optional 12.3-inch screen. The Lexus GX has a standard 14-inch screen, but the climate control is baked into the Lexus 14-inch screen, which makes it actually a 12-inch screen. So it is what it is. However, I do like the Landcruiser's interior a little bit better than the Lexus GX, where you have physical knobs and buttons for the climate control, where the Lexus GX forces you into a fixed but still a touchscreen climate control. No surprise, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is wireless. You have 14, well, it's available, so it's not standard. This is going to be available in the mid and higher trim levels of 14 speaker JBL audio. Qi wireless charging is available, so not standard. Dual USB-C charging are included in the front row and 2 for the second row, so that is standard. There are 2 more USB-Cs available and a standard 2400 watt AC inverter house type plug in the cargo area. An available 12.3 inch digital gauge cluster with 4 different styles and customizable widgets is available. So that is not standard as well on the 1958, which is a bit of a surprise because every time we've seen the iForce Max powertrain on the F platform, it's come with the big digital MID behind the steering wheel. It looks like the 1958, if I remember right, comes with a smaller screen there. Standard is smart key system with the push button start, available digital key, and it's just the same as it was when they debuted the model in Utah. Landcruiser 1958. We got the pricing on that. We don't have the pricing on the other trim levels quite yet that I'm aware of. So we also have the Landcruiser, which has the blocky, not the circular, because the 1950 has the circular headlights. The first edition has the circular headlights. The standard Landcruiser, shouldn't say the standard because it's the mid-grade, but it's just called Landcruiser. It's a weird decision by Toyota. I just wish they called this, 1958 is fine, but Landcruiser without anything to denote it. I wish it was just like Landcruiser Plus or something. You know what I mean? It's just a little confusing. But you also have the first edition, which is going to be the highest cost Landcruiser. But we don't have a price on that either. And we know that the 1958 and the Landcruiser middle grade is going to come out after the spring, right? After that initial, I think, what is it? 1958, if you guys remember, the base edition has heated fabric seats. So at least the heated seats are standard. You have the iconic Toyota Heritage grille. We already mentioned smart key with push button start, and you have blind spot monitor. There's here's confirmation of the 7-inch full color MID, automatic climate control, 5 USB-C ports, 8-inch multimedia screen. We know that the 12-inch screen is upgraded. A basic 6-speaker sound system, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and fans of off-roading will also appreciate the standard locking center and rear differentials, rear coil springs, full-time 4x4, 2-speed transfer case, crawl control, and the powerful, thank God this is standard because I think this is amazing for overlanding. You don't have to rewire the whole thing, put a bunch of electronic equipment to get high output for electrical systems like refrigerators and things of that nature. No, this comes with the hybrid. It's a genius decision by Toyota to make this available standard. 2400 watts AC inverter and standard brake controller. The second grade, the Landcruiser, rectangular LED headlamps, power heated and ventilated Softex trim seats. So you move up from the fabric on the 1958. 12.3 inch MID, power lift gate, 12.3 inch multimedia screen, 10 speaker sound system. Well, that's nice. So it's not, the JBL must be an upper package, which we'll get to in a little bit, but you get an additional 4 speakers on this middle grade compared to the 6 speakers on the base grade. Additional trail features include rigid color selectable LED fog lights. So you can do the gold or the white fog lights. You get stabilizer disconnect with this middle grade and multi-terrain select and a multi-terrain monitor. So you get the 360 camera that also allows you to see underneath the vehicle as you drive forward. Or reversed. It also works as in reverse too. The Landcruiser can also get a premium package. All right, what does that include? Well, it goes from a Softex to leather. You still get heated and ventilated seats. Now you get lumbar and driver memory features. On top of that, you get 4 more speakers with the JBL audio system, a digital rearview mirror, head-up display, illuminated entry power moonroof, center console cool box, and 2 additional USB-C ports in the cargo area. Holy smokes. With how this is equipped, it's going to be costing really, really close to Lexus GX, I would assume. What do you guys think? Would you rather have a Lexus, let's say they're within like $2,000. Would you rather have a Landcruiser Premium or would you rather have a Lexus GX? Let's say luxury or luxury plus. Like this is really close, guys. Really, really close to Lexus GX technology being packed into the Landcruiser. I'm very, very impressed, but we don't know the pricing on the middle and upper grade. And speaking of the upper grade, the first edition builds on the Landcruiser grade by adding standard and premium features and exclusivity. It includes all the features in the premium package and the retro round LED headlights, a unique 18-inch wheels, and the first edition logo embossed on the door panels. The grade also comes equipped with off-road must-haves like a roof rack, rock rails, and front skid plate. The other two models don't have a front skid plate. I find that hard to believe, but I guess it could be possible. Maybe they're like, well, people want to put on their own aftermarket skid plates, but to not have one from the factory is a bit weird. The 24 Landcruiser will be offered in, okay, here are the colors. 7 exterior color choices: ice cap, windshield pearl. Okay, well, 2 white colors. Underground, which is like a cool dark gray. Black, I remember, if meteor shower is correct, it's kind of like that high metallic flakes. You also have trail dust, which is that earth-like color that we see on the Lexus GX. You also have heritage blue, and the two-tone trail dust and heritage blue are the only ones you can get with the two-tone with the grayscape. Here's a better description of the features that you get with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, dynamic radar, cruise control, emergency stop, roadside assist, all that good stuff. And that's about it. That's all we have. If you want to know about the warranty, it's still Toyota 36-month or 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. But if you're concerned about hybrid components, it looks like 8 years, 100,000 miles. And the hybrid battery is covered for 10 years, 150,000 miles, whatever comes first. I wish I had more pricing details for the first edition, as well as the Landcruiser grade, as well as what that premium package will cost. Unfortunately, I do not at this point in time, but I will have it for you guys in April when I drive this and give you my driving impression. But I'm excited. I want more Landcruisers in America. Hopefully this is just the tip of the iceberg. Lexus GX is a Landcruiser. Lexus LX is essentially a Landcruiser. The 4Runner is kind of like a Landcruiser in its own right, and hopefully we get a reveal of that 4Runner when I'm driving this vehicle. I think the chances are pretty good, but again, take that with a grain of salt because that vehicle's been delayed a million times. And also there's still the chance of the baby Landcruiser called the Landcruiser FJ. That has been trademarked, and so I can't wait for the baby FJ. And maybe that's the vehicle I will get on the channel. Maybe, because remember, I tried to buy a Prius this past year, and it was so hard to get my hands on a Prius Prime where I live, and it was just not worth it. But maybe I'll try, not for the 1958. I'm not going to be doing any serious off-roading. But maybe if the Landcruiser FJ comes out as a baby version of this, I might just like lose my mind. So stay tuned for all Landcruiser stuff here on the channel. I'll catch you guys in the comments below. I appreciate you. Like I said, hit the bell icon after you subscribe so you don't miss my driving impressions in just a couple of months. I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day and peace.